Do you want to pivot to the spoiler section of this review?
Yes.
All right. Spoiler section starting now. Let's go.
Yeah, and this film is currently still playing in some theaters, so check it out and support it because it's a smaller movie and it could use your support, and pay for a ticket if
Psychological
you're intrigued.
thriller. Go watch it for sure if you're into that.
Yes. I think he dies at the end.
I think so too. So basically, for some context, at the end of the film, Dafoe has this huge tower full of bedposts that he's strapping with different pieces of cloth and bedding, and he climbs up of it.
And he falls down it multiple times.
Yeah. So the very last time he climbs up of it, he's actually injured in his leg because he broke it earlier.
Yeah.
And he's climbing up, and he uses an ice pick, and it finally breaks the piece of glass that he was trying to break the whole movie. And the screen kind of goes white as, like, you can't see if he escaped or not.
It very much reminds me of the ending of Last Temptation of Christ, another great Dafoe performance.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Where the screen goes white and the film rips as Jesus is asking for his crucifixion.
Because I think, too, if he had escaped, they would have shown, like, him, like, his leg, like, finally getting out.
And plus, that happening that way almost makes it feel like a descent into the heavens.
Yeah, because at that point, too, he was talking about, like, whether he was going to go to hell or not with, like, the Bible he found with the dead body in the hallway. Do you remember that part? He straight up found, like, a dead body in, like, a secret compartment room in one of the drawers, right? Or not a drawer, like a literal, like, place.
Cabinet.
Yeah, cabinet with his clothes. And he starts wearing the guy's clothes, too, which I thought was interesting. What did you think of his little dream sequence with the maid that was kind of sexual at points?
Yeah, that was definitely one of the more surreal moments in the picture.
Yeah.
I don't think it completely worked, though, within the context of the story.
I think it was a distraction. But
I can understand why they did that, because he does secretly feel a bit of attraction for her, partly because there's no one else around, and that's one of the only people he actually sees on the video cameras. And then when they switch to another video, he's like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I liked those little... that was probably
funny.
not even scripted, too, which I kind of liked the Dafoeisms that he threw in there. They weren't too, like... I don't know. I didn't find it forced. I thought it was actually, like, I could buy this guy not being able to see a woman for a while and like, actually getting mad when she disappears off the screen, right?
Fuck.
Because he even starts talking to them, like, through, like, the TV, which I really liked.
Yeah, because it looks like he's talking to himself, but he's actually... in his mind, he's got nobody else around, so he kind of... if there's anybody he can talk to within his own mind, it's them.
Yeah. What did you think of the part...
And pigeons.
Yeah, what did you think of the part towards the end where he starts, like, actually drawing spirals and getting full cult mode into his...
That was, I think, the easiest way to interpret it as maybe somewhat of a parting gift / middle finger to the artist, because he even... his mindset is that even if he dies in this building, he's gonna leave something behind.
Yeah, he
and he starts developing this obsession, but also this animosity towards this very privileged artist who's world famous and has gallery exhibitions everywhere, and already, based on this penthouse, already lives a pretty indulgent life.
Yeah, I think that's the thing he's struggling with, too, is he's trying to find, like, what was the point of all of this? Like, I went into this penthouse and I stole this guy's, or I was attempting to steal this guy's art.
But he couldn't even find it at first. And it was even so well hidden in the secret room.
Also, isn't it implied, like, that's the guy? Like, he never really left? Like, he never went on vacation, like they were implying with, like, his daughter or something?
He's still a presence.
Yeah,
there.
I think he's... Was that his dead body? Because I interpreted it like that might be his dead body.
Could be.
Because what man was that he found in that room? And he kind of hid his face a couple times.
And plus, it kind of seems like he spends weeks, probably months, in in that building.
Because
Willem Dafoe.
wouldn't it explain too why the refrigerator has no food? The power system of like his flushing system is not working, so Defoe has to take a dump in the guy's bathtub. Remember, they show that shot with all the shit in it. I was like, I think it's because the guy hasn't been there in a minute, is what they were implying.
Probably. And plus, he's probably traveling so much and has this private jet carrying all of his stuff, going from exhibition to exhibition.
Yeah.
On his like next tour of his work.
And might we add that I think the theme of the movie, because it starts on a Willem Dafoe monologue about art is for keeps, right?
Yeah, and him saying like there are 3 things I want to keep. One of them is my AC/DC album. One of them is this. One of them is that. And I like gave them all away, but one of them has stayed with me.
Yeah, and it's the art, because his argument is art lasts forever even when you die, which is kind of an interesting part of the movie that I actually really enjoyed them exploring, especially with Dafoe, because I'm sure Dafoe has thought about this, like when it comes to his acting, like why do I do it?
Yeah,
right?
Because he is at this point such a veteran actor and such a heavyweight.
Yeah,
that we already know that his work is gonna last.
Yeah,
pretty obviously.
I think he's arguably a top 20 male working actor for me.
He's definitely one of the best living actors.
Because are we going to talk about the fact that No Way Home, he's the best villain in that out of 6 villains in the movie?
Yeah.
And he may be the best MCU Spider-Man villain we've ever had, in my opinion.
He's something of a scientist himself. And
I think it's because Dafoe kills it in the role. Is that just me?
Don't tell Harry.
So, yeah, if I'm going to be straight up, like, if you're not a fan of Dafoe, like, I don't think you should watch this movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you'd be sold on the movie. Even I think Willem Dafoe is really, for me, the selling point of the movie. I wanted to see it because it was going to be just him the whole time.
Same.
And for me, like that, for me at least, Dafoe is enough because he's one of my
and I do have to give it credit. Like the way it was shot was like it was pretty aesthetically pleasing. You know, nothing I could pinpoint in terms of criticisms on that. So the filmmaker did a good job. This is their debut feature, correct?
I think they did another feature beforehand, but I think he's a Greek filmmaker, Vasilis Katsoupis. Sorry if I butchered your name. But it doesn't seem like this film, My Friend Larry Gus, got much of a release.
Is this a foreign film, My Friend Larry Gus?
Yes, it is a Greek film.
Wow, okay. So this is his first, probably...
It was, I think, an international co-production, too.
Okay.
There were a bunch of production companies credited in the opening title sequence.
Yeah, because this budget, might I add, I don't think it was the highest, right?
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was a smaller film, and I wouldn't be surprised because it is a chamber piece.
Yeah.
This would definitely be cheap to make.
Yeah. I do have to say, though, the Macarena little needle drop, it worked for me. It definitely worked.
That's another meme-worthy moment, might I add.
Macarena. And he puts his head in the freezer. I was like, okay, Willem Dafoe, let's go.
Never thought that would have made my day.
Yeah. Well, that about concludes it for our spoiler section of Inside.